We good? Cool. What did we talk about last week? I am easy like Sunday morning.
If Daniel would have been coming to see you, he wouldn't have seen you in court. Remember that?
Then he'd be griping about me instead of the sheriff's department. Hey boy.
How are you?
I'm good. Who's new? You detoxing?
No.
No? What brings you here? Jesus?
Court?
Court?
The want to get away from this lifestyle for all my life.
Yeah, what court?
Huh?
What court?
Tuscaloosa County.
How'd you get hooked up with the Pentecostals?
How'd I get hooked up with what?
The Pentecostals.
With what? Oh, through a friend of mine at the Lovelady Center.
What flavor of drugs you like?
Meth.
Meth.
But in just fine in Chippewa County.
Oh yeah. CRO needs more money. Cool. Cedric, you good?
Huh?
Cedric, you good?
He's good.
You alright?
Yeah.
Oh, you told me you got stabbed instead.
Oh, what did I say, Cedric? Yeah. All y'all look alike anyway, right?
What you got in that cup over there? That's all fine wine, huh?
Yes, sir.
What was you ever on drugs?
Why?
Like any time in your life?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
He just wants to know.
You shut your pie hole. Let me talk to him.
I was just asking you, if, you know.
I know what you was doing. I'm asking you why.
I was curious.
Why?
Because I want to know.
Why?
Because I wondered if you'd been through what I'd been through in life.
No, but I've not ate shit out of a toilet neither, so, you know.
Just curious.
I can probably say probably not a great idea to eat shit out of a toilet, and that'd be, you know, that'd work out good. But I hadn't heard that one in a minute, but I've heard it about 30 times. Because you're looking for a reason not to engage or something?
Actually, just asking because I was curious.
Okay. What are you curious about yourself?
Oh, nothing much.
Well, that's probably why you're sitting here. That's probably why you're sitting here.
Maybe.
That ain't no maybe, baby. It's the truth. Because what is your main job being here for 90 days that y'all pay $28 a day for? Unless you got some, you know, deal.
Figure out why we're idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing is to become curious about yourself, to ask yourself hard questions, to become more awake, more aware of what motivates you.
Why we do the things that we do, what we do.
Because if you don't do that while you're here, you're just wasting your time. But we appreciate the money. I hope you've already paid. So. Right? Because if you want to sit here for 90 days and not do anything, I ain't mad at you. But you help fund this for folks that actually want to do something. So appreciate it. God bless. All right, boy. Have you kept your mouth shut for a week?
Me?
No, him. What's that been like?
Maybe ask some other people if he's been keeping his mouth shut.
What? Les kept it more shut.
I've kept it more shut.
That's just great, because that's how you do it. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Is there anything y'all want me to discuss? Anybody working a program that has an actual question or something.
God's will for our lives. What's His will?
What's His will? That you do justice and love mercy and walk humbly with Him.
That was too easy.
Is it? Then why ain't you doing it?
I'm working on it. Better easier said than done.
I got something.
Yeah, baby.
Why do we keep doing the same stupid thing over and over again? Get sober, go back and mess up. Get sober, go back and mess up. I got this pattern I keep doing. I stay clean a year and a half, then go mess up for 5 days, then I have to start over again. I've done that like 10 times.
What are you doing, baby?
I don't know, I just like I'll get clean for a year and a half, 2 years, then I'll go do some cocaine, get drunk, 10 days. That's all I do. It don't last more about 10, 15 days, and I go back, get clean again, and then I slip up and do it. I don't wonder why I keep doing it.
Well, for one thing, I'm going to say,
Yeah, I know.
sir,
Stupidity is one part of it.
well, I'm going to say if you're clean for a year and a half, you're doing better than a lot of guys in here.
You got me beat.
So, you know,
Honestly, I have not, because I messed up for 15 days again.
but out of that however many days it is, 400, 500 days, is only 15 you messed up, right?
Relatively speaking, you're successful.
Sir?
I'm saying, relatively speaking, you may be a successful.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm going to get to the question, but part of the truth is, majority of the time from what you're saying, you're living a fairly sane life. And then something unknown and irrational comes up in you and you return to some behaviors that you don't think are profitable for you. Is that fair to say? Yeah. And I don't know you well, but if you would like me to, come on up here some and we can talk, you know? Because my favorite part of this is when somebody's really wanting to learn something, you know, instead of the, yeah, back row boy. Because that's what makes me excited about all this, you know. So repetitive patterns. Where are you from, sir?
Birmingham.
Birmingham. What do you do, or what do you do for a living?
A little bit of everything, paint houses, do a lot of woodwork.
Okay, so you're an artisan. You can create things, make things, which is different than most folks in our culture now. You know, I really respect that a lot. I mean, where I live in River Chase, they think tomatoes come in cellophane, so, you know. If they shut the water off and close Publix, they'd riot, because, you know, they don't even know that they're sheep. They just live in big houses. So, and when you have those episodes, what's going on with you?
I don't know if I just get bored or just something. I end up messed up again. I've done it. I know I've done it 15 times, at least.
Has anybody ever done something stupid when you were bored?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that may be something we can jump off into and figure out a little bit of what that is. Okay. How you spell it?
B-O-R-E-D.
All the time, most of them come up done stupid stuff and we're bringing that forward.
People in Alcoholics Anonymous call it insanity, but I don't think I'm that far insane. It could be. Did I snap 15 times?
I mean, insanity, what's that mean? It's not connected to reality somehow or something?
Keep repeating the same process over and over, expecting a different result.
Okay.
That's what it means.
Well, I think our whole world's insane because we're
Right.
chasing
Yeah.
the illusion of money. You know?
That's the one problem I don't have.
So you need to wear that t-shirt a little bit too, you know?
Money is a bad trick, because every time it's happened, I happen to run into a little bit of money.
You get a little stack in your pocket and go blow it.
Yeah, but I'm like, well, I really don't need this money. I see it too. I go, I don't need all this money. What I need?
Well, remember that next time you get a big pile. Because,
Put it in the bank.
or go give it to somebody. Give it to some kind of ministry. Give it to,
Right.
you know, I mean, that's powerful,
This
right?
time I gave it to a lady to put up for me so I wouldn't go to the bank and get it. And then I ended up calling her about every 3 days saying, hey, I need you to bring me a couple hundred.
Right.
She bring me a couple hundred and then I, you know,
That don't last long with cocaine, does it?
showed it.
So,
I quit the cocaine though and started just drinking beer.
well, see.
Because I knew the money was running back.
But it all started with being bored and having access to money. Is that kind of how it?
I think the boredom was the main thing, you know, there was everything I've been doing, I was doing it every day, it's just like, whatever, I need a change. But I could have went to do a better change instead of doing the route I took. I got to get off that street and get on another street. But this is a dead end street going nowhere. And I realized that.
Could you sum up what I talk about every week, kind of? What are you getting from me, if anything? And this ain't a trick question, so.
Right, advice, you know, and you kind of set things up, clear things up sometimes.
I'll make them more confusing every time.
Complication, not problem.
Well, let me try to say what I think I've been trying to say. Is overall, I think we've been programmed to function in ways that are not in line with what the Creator wants us to be and do. You know, and you can take that theologically, psychologically, however you want to. But there were some presuppositions about existence, who you are in relation to your parents, to the world, whatever. I mean, how old are you?
51.
51, so I'm 53, so we kind of came up similarly. We were put in an institution that taught us to sit still, listen, learn these things, move when the bell rings. Right? Most of the lessons we were taught were very, there was not a holistic. Anybody like history? You know, did you like it in school?
I do now, yeah.
Well, I'm thankful y'all had some good teachers, because a lot of time history is so boring, you don't even want to look at it. Because it's all separate. It's like, okay, this happened with the Cro-Magnon folks, and then the chapter changes, and there's no connections between the. We don't learn what's going on in China when it's going on in the Renaissance, and you know. And then we get it's all fragmented a lot of times. And what is the thing, especially you and I were taught, go to school, get a good education,
Get a good job.
get a good job,
Buy a house.
buy a house, have some kids, work for 45 years, and die on 1/3 to a half of what you couldn't live on the day before you retired. You know. Right? Anybody understand this? You know, we get out there in it. And they teach us to keep our eye on the ball. Right? Have goals. But those goals are defined within the game that we've come up in. I don't see nowhere in the Bible that says go to school, get a good education, get a job, build a house, get a mortgage for 30 years on something that you'll never own, even if you pay it off in 10. If you think you own something, don't pay your taxes. Right? It's a shell game. And as we come up through that, there is a part of us, I think, especially children know it a lot better than we do after we get been through all this stuff. And the news and the TV and the music and all this stuff. Have you ever taken a young child to Disney World? What happened?
I went as a young child.
You ever seen these little kids at Disney World? And they see them big people and they scream? Or used to, Santa Claus at the mall was a big, well, there wasn't malls back then, but you take little children to see Santa Claus and they scream like they're looking at Satan. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And as little children, if we have an environment where we can just relax, because some of us didn't have that environment. A lot of us were raised in an environment where we're always on guard. Like radar, always. Even when you're playing. Anybody been at home with mama or whoever, and then around 4:30, 5 o'clock, the door opens, or you hear somebody pull up, and you go, and the whole thing shifts in the house, the whole energy. What happens around 4:30, 5, 6? Daddy comes home. You know, it may not be bad or it may not be good, but it changes everything. Right? And all that, everything that we've ever seen, done, heard, it's all programmed in our head. We begin to expect certain things from the world based on that early programming. I know, like, my relationship with my father, he wasn't an evil guy, but he was very talented and good in a lot of ways, but he was rough, you know. I think I said last week, what he did in Korea was he taught hand-to-hand combat, because when he went to do his training, he picked the instructor up and broke his collarbone. You know, it's kind of rough stuff. And for years and years and years, I was mad at my daddy. And it wasn't until my 30s, after I figured out I'm daddy now, instead of I'm his son with my lip out, you know, that I had this memory of him. I mean, I was little. And my daddy used to sell World Book encyclopedias, and he was real good at it. Him and his brothers, and he would come in late, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And for some reason, I didn't remember this, but I remembered that he used to come in and he would get me up out of bed. I was his firstborn boy. And he would hold me in his arms and sing to me, "Roly-poly, daddy's little baby, gonna be a man someday." And I'd look up at him and suck my thumb. You know? Because that was part of the truth of my life, but for a long time I was mad. You know? As though he had been sticking stuff up my butt or something. You know, or that he was this evil thing. And but all those things that happen to us put us in a certain pattern, and we expect certain things out of the universe. And as we grow up in that, we learn things that work for us. I was pretty good with football and basketball, baseball, and all that kind of stuff, and my daddy was too, so that was kind of how we related. If I was making touchdowns or hitting home runs, it was cool. You know? And he taught me some good stuff. He said, like, if you want to be good, you do everything at practice, and then after everybody else goes in, you stay out there and run. You know, I thought he was crazy. But I did it. You know, because I was wanting his attention, affection, approval, whatever. And I remember growing up, there would be times of, in my little mind, thinking, is this all there is to life? Has anybody ever had that thought? You know, you're playing the game, you're winning, you're losing, whatever, making the grades or not. And then there'll be times when we start going, there's something in our soul that comes up and says, it ought to be different than this. It says, I need to change. Sometimes we don't verbalize it many times. That's what boredom's about. Is the games that we play, whether it's chasing money or women or whatever the thing is that is attracting us right now, they don't satisfy. They did for a minute, you know. I remember the first time I made a touchdown, it was huge. 20, 30, 40 of them after that, it's just, you know, that's why I don't understand all these like professional players, they get in the end zone like it's the first time they ever been there.
They get paid. That's why they.
Maybe so. Maybe so. They're trying to sell fathead posters or something. I don't know. There was another game that I thought we were supposed to go out and make a bunch of money. I did that. And there wasn't nothing at the end of it. You know? So what I try to do every week is encourage y'all in different ways to begin looking at this. To begin looking at the part of you you're not very aware of. You know? Because we've been addicted and brainwashed to believe that we are the sum total of our history. And that we are our senses. Sight, hearing, you know. And that somehow the answer is out there in the world, if I can just figure out a way to do it right, you know. And as hard as we try, many times, I mean, homie that left, you know, I mean, he's a professional rehab guy, sounds like. No, I'm not dogging him, and it's not hard to go to rehab and learn new things and fool ourselves into thinking we've changed. Right? When all we've done is we've just adjusted all the outside stuff.